I knew you were going to say this. Hide behind the W. I'm going to hide behind the W, too. I'm hide behind
Let
W.
me ask you, Sel.
What?
Did Carson Wentz prove anything in the win over the Cowboys last night?
Proved how sorry he is.
Come on, bro. Don't do this.
He proved how overpaid he is. You went blow to blow.
You don't mean that.
With Ben DiNucci? DiNucci, man? You went out there with DiNucci, man, and let him ball toe-to-toe with you and your Carson Wentz? Oh, this is disgusting. I have so many takes that I'm just going to calm down and give them to you slice by slice. One, let's just put the umbrella on this. This is the NFC East, so the only thing that's certain is uncertainty. But there is now starting to look like there's one guarantee in the NFC East, that overpaid Carson Wentz will deliver and show you that he is not a franchise quarterback anymore. All those days of winning the MVP before injury are long behind Carson Wentz. This dude put up a worse stat line against the worst defense in NFL history than DiNucci, man. It's insane what I saw out there. He's 30th in passer rating, party people, 31st in completion percentage, party people, 29th in passing yards at attempt, party people, and the most giveaways. 4 straight games under 60% completion percentage. This dude has only won 3 games, and you want to hide behind the W's. Well, go ahead and eat your W's, Jameis Winston. Let me tell you about...
Put your finger, okay? Your finger crooked. Put your finger.
Hey, when you're really from the West Side, you throw it up different. All right, let me just let you know, though. But no, for real, I'm going to end my lap on this.
What's up, bro?
He's won 3 games, and that's the only salvation he has. But guess what the names are? DiNucci, man, yesterday, Daniel Jones, and Nick Mullins. Hey, Acho, the floor is yours.
Hey, bro, number one. You can't choose who you play.
Oh.
I can't choose who you roll up out there, but my job is to beat who I play against. Now,
Be somebody good.
let me start as an analyst with the realistic
Okay,
take.
I like this.
I'm going to start with the realistic take. What did Carson Wentz prove? He proved that this is who we're going to get all season.
What is that?
A lot of turnovers, but some good plays, too. Like, he proved that he's who we're going to see. It's not going to change. Marcellus, people told me, they said, Acho, don't let this money change you.
Okay.
Don't let this money change you.
Jeez.
But I realized, Sel, money doesn't change you. It exposes you.
Okay,
It
heard that.
exposes who you really are. See, if you're a selfless, giving type of individual, you get money, you're just going to be more selfless.
Okay.
If you're already prideful and arrogant and a prick, you get money. You're just going to be more prideful, arrogant, and more of a prick. If you already stingy, you get money. You're still going to be stingy. Money doesn't change you. It exposes you. The Cowboys defense don't change you. It exposes you. Carson Wentz, you play in the Cowboys defense. It's time now to see who you really are. Are you actually a baller and you just had some bad early on games? Or do you really just struggle? You're hot and cold. What we saw yesterday, you know what, Carson Wentz? As much as I wanted you to just be a baller all season, you're really... No, I didn't say that. I didn't say he was a bum. Watch your mouth.
I said it.
He's just hot and cold. He is feast and he is famine. He was a little bit of famine. But when his team needed him, he was also a little bit of feast, okay?
Stop. He's not hot and cold. He's hot garbage. And be real about it. And you know, I'm not even talking about top layer garbage. When you first go in the can, you throw your bag in there. I'm talking about the bottom. You know that little pool of water that's like white, green, yellow, and gray? Like that garbage juice. Like this, you know why? I'm not even going to waste time on this one. We got to bring in Bucky Brooks right now. Fox NFL analyst, and I'm going to get to you, Acho, because I see your face over there. Bucky, did Carson Wentz prove anything in the win over the Cowboys before we let loose on him?
Hold on, Marcellus. Look. I'm doing this pescatarian thing, more vegetarian than anything. And, you know, when you are a vegetarian, you eat all these veggies, and it makes you go to the bathroom, and you have to poo-poo. So, let me squirt this poo-poo. Because last night, when I was watching the game, I had to squirt the poopery around Carson Wentz because it was so boo-boo. It was so bootylicious to watch. But I'm not going to call it bootylicious. This is what I'm going to call it.
What?
Grotesque, abysmal, disgusting. That's the quarterback play that I saw. Because there's a quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles that is number 1 in giveaways, number 1 in interceptions, number 1 in sacks. And yet, here we are talking about him and propping him up as if Carson Wentz is going to turn it around. And all it does, it makes my stomach hurt like it hurt 10 minutes ago. And so I'm looking at Carson Wentz, and I'm just wondering, when are we going to pull the plug? Because if we're over here campaigning and co-signing for Cam Newton and all the things that Cam Newton has done, we got to bring that same energy with Carson Wentz. So I can't wait to hear the ever so eloquent Emmanuel Acho defend his boy. hot garbage boy.
Number one, y'all, please stop mentioning Cam and Carson. Cam, 0-3 his last 3 starts. Carson, he just won his last 2 games. Cam, no touchdown passes in recent memory. Carson, my dog has 8 total touchdowns.
Hey, Cam ain't played Danucci yet.
But I digress. Let me get to my point.
Let him play Danucci.
Here's what y'all don't understand, people. Sometimes, sometimes Big Bro Sale, you gotta walk past the basic tables and walk to high limits. Y'all follow where I'm going. See, if you're at the basic tables, table maximum might be $50 or $25. You can't do anything with that. You're not gonna win a lot. You're not going to lose a lot. You're just going to keep sitting there playing quarters, playing $25, hoping you can do something. But then when you realize it's time to make money, you walk into high limits. The lights are bright. They got drinks waiting on you. I don't drink, though, but they got drinks waiting on you. And you can play $500 minimums. You might lose it all real quick, but you might make some money real fast. That is Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is a high-limit table. Carson Wentz is the type of person where it's like, you know what? I got mortgage this due tomorrow, okay, and this won't be late. I got to make my mortgage right now. I'm going to go to high limits because Carson Wentz, he might win it all real quick. The Cowboys were up yesterday going into the second half. Carson Wentz came around, hit Fulgham, corner of the end zone, touchdown. Carson Wentz might win it all for you real quick, or you might lose it real quick. Here's the problem with you, Bucky Brooks, and the problem with you, Marcellus. All y'all know in life are the basic tables. Y'all walk in, it's the basic tables. At $25 minimum, is there a seat? Is there a seat? Emmanuel Acho walks in, and I go straight to the back. High limits, baby. Somebody bring me a Shirley Temple. No alcohol. That's Carson Wentz.
Oh, man.
And look, I got you because since you don't drink alcohol, I co-sign on it. But you know what you drink every time you're sipping on that Carson Wentz juice? Some prune juice like my grandma used to reference. Because what it's going to do, it's going to clean out your system because that is what he's producing. Boo-boo. Every time he steps onto the field, I'm just getting these little droplets of boo-boo, turnovers left and right. I can't understand what it is I'm looking at. And by the way, can we please quit talking about him as if he wasn't MVP? He doesn't have any hardware behind him. He doesn't have anything on the mantle. He is a guy that was the best that never was. And I'm looking at him, and I'm just wondering, the more that we see number 2 trot onto the field, Jalen Hurts. And you notice they let Jalen Hurts pass the other night. They let him throw a quick out, and it was completed. And I'm just wondering, how long can Doug Peterson look at the film with the team and just look at his one quarterback throw it to the other team? Twice to Trayvon Diggs, by the way. And he's looking at his other quarterback who takes care of the ball, does all the right things. I'm just wondering how much longer, Acho, before we pull the plug on the Carson Wentz
Jalen Hurts threw a quick out, and then he was quickly out the game, back onto the sideline. Let me just drop a fact on y'all before Marcellus.
A fact?
I could feel some ignorance, some vibrations of ignorance coming from this way. So let me drop a fact on y'all. All is well with Carson Wentz. It ends well. He is best when his back is against the wall. I got a full screen because you might not believe me. Look at Carson Wentz in the second half since week 5 against the Steelers, against the Ravens, against the Giants when down, against the Cowboys. Does that say he's first in passing touchdowns in the second half? Does that say he's first in passing plus rushdown? Does that say he's second in passing and rushing? Does that say his team is third in points per game when he's trailing? So, yes, Carson Wentz does push you into the ditch. I'm not sitting here lying to you, Sal. I'm not lying to you, Bucky. He pushes you into the ditch. But you know what else he does? Hey, let me lend you a hand. I'm going to get you out.
Hey, lend you a hand. You got some of that trash juice on that suit. That's what's going on right here. And you ain't recognizing who's the culprit. Talking about it ends well with Carson Wentz. No, it doesn't. Put up his January stats if it ends well for Carson Wentz. We're only going to see 1 quarter of production all the years he's been in the league and only 1 pass completion. So it doesn't end well for you, Acho. And one more thing. You talking all this money talk. $50 maximums is a lot of money for a lot of people out there. I think that money getting to you, Acho. You said it wasn't getting to you, but I digress. Let's talk about who Carson Wentz really is, because the only way you really understand how bad he's playing is to have perspective. You hear the name Carson Wentz, and we all get enamored. We all go back to 2017 and think about that. We all also look at this franchise as winning the Super Bowl with a lot of contributions in the regular season from that same Carson Wentz. But I'm going to jack Acho, who jacks Colin Cowherd, and give you a blind resume for perspective of who Carson Wentz really is. Look at this. That's Carson Wentz on the left. 15 to 27, 123, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 61 passer rating, 4 times sack. Yep. Somebody outplayed him on the right. Ooh. I wonder who that could be, because his passer rating's higher. Let's see who that could be. Danucci man up in there. Danucci man went out there and outperformed Carson Wentz. But that's not even the most glaring statistical comparison. Look at the bottom. Carson Wentz makes $32 million a year. Danucci man only makes $147K. Thousands. Can I answer you this, Acho? Without even asking you this. I'm going to answer you this. Do you know that Carson Wentz makes twice as much as Danucci man, plus change, every single week of the year than Danucci man makes in the entire year? Wait a minute. I get 2x plus what you get in a year every week to get outperformed by you against the worst defense in NFL history? Acho, please retort.
I mean, one, I can, to a degree, feel Danucci, because I looked at your checks, Marcellus, okay, and I'm getting paid a little less to outperform you on this every day, if I can be honest. But here's what I know about you two, and Bucky, let me go to you before I go back to this ignorant
I thought you was at the big tables in the back.
Let me go to you, Bucky.
Where'd that go?
Bucky, I got a question, Buck. Would you rather $100 covered in mud or a bag of poop covered in perfume? $100 covered in mud.
What?
Or a bag of poop covered in mud.
This analogy has me thrown. I may have to go
what
with
would you
the bag
rather?
of poop.
Hell,
Based on
you're a
what
liar.
your guys go. I may go with the bag of poop.
I don't know what Bucky's affinity to poop is, but he's lying. The fact of the matter is, we all up here would rather $100 covered in mud. I would rather an ugly win than a pretty loss. And Marcellus and Bucky Brooks are up here
Daniel Jones, Nick Mullins
about pretty losses. So Carson Wentz has some ugly wins. It's still a win.
He has no other wins.
It's a win.
You say ugly wins like he has pretty wins. He has no other wins.
But what's the operative word, Sal, is win.
I understand, but we're talking about Carson Wentz. We're talking about Carson Wentz.
Carson wins. Can you start calling him Carson Wins? Not Carson Wentz. Carson wins.
Laser your focus in on Carson Wentz, who is getting the highest amount of cash this year for anybody in the NFL. But you're leading only in the bad category. So how can you make it make sense? There's no way they continue to pay this guy at this price point and continue to get this low level of performance in his individual evaluation. Wins or losses, you still get evaluated by how you contribute to that. And Carson Wentz is not doing any of that.
I mean, Marcellus, let's be honest. If we took the name off the back of the jersey, and we just stacked it up and did a true evaluation of the NFC East, he's the worst quarterback in the NFC East based on how he's played. And there's nothing that we can do to absolve that. Worse than Kyle Allen, worse than Daniel Jones. And I mean, if we're going to be honest, I would think that Andy Dalton is playing better than him.
Come on.
And we haven't seen Andy Dalton play much.
You watch your mouth, Bucky Brooks. You going to stop that.
I mean, that's what we're saying. He is the worst quarterback in the NFC East. And we can use every metric, individual or team, to validate that.
Here is y'all's problem. Here is y'all's problem. For whatever reason with Wentz, you'll only look at the bad. Marcellus is a resident. He's a resident optimist.
Where else can I look?
Marcellus is a resident optimist. But when it comes to Carson Wentz, all of a sudden he only sees the glass is half empty instead of seeing it as half full. So Carson Wentz has 12 interceptions. Terrible, abysmal, awful, atrocious. But he also has 12 tugs. He got 12 touchdown passes for you too now. He got some rushing touchdowns for you too now. If the Eagles would have lost, it would have been Carson Wentz's fault. 100%. I'm taking that. But the Eagles won. And outside of that call that the Eagles got, a lucky break, they shouldn't have got the fumble return on defense for a touchdown. It was Carson Wentz's fault that they won. It was his fault that they would have lost. But they didn't. So can y'all stop talking to me about wouldas and shouldas and couldas and Ben Gucci Danucci, Marcellus? He doesn't deserve a nickname because he lost, okay? Losers don't get nicknames.
I don't know about that. We all been to the post-game party, win or lose. There are table reservations there. And Carson Wentz used to have the head table with the rope all around it. No matter how you played in that game, you can't sit at that table. That's Carson Wentz's table. Even after a win, Carson Wentz tried to walk to that same table last night. You know what they looking at him like? Hey, dog, you ain't the reason why we here, bruh. You ain't the reason why we celebrating right now. Carson Wentz almost gave that game away. But DiNucci will walk to a situation quietly and group text his boys. Hey, I outplayed Carson Wentz. How'd that feel? That's a building block on the resume for your first start ever in the NFL. And my last point is this.
What's your last point?
All these giveaways. You keep talking about, oh, he only has 12 interceptions. Okay, but he got tugs. Tug at this. How about a giveaway? How about a giveaway in every single game this year and multiple giveaways in 5 of his 8 starts? That is, as Andre 3000 said, ooh.
Let me say something that is unpopular because clearly you all like feelings over
that Carson Wentz is good. Say that.
Daniel Jones, quarterback for the New York Football Giants. He got 5 touchdowns on the season. Dwayne Haskins, who's now on the bench, he had 4 before getting pulled. Then you got Kyle Allen. He has 4 touchdowns on the season. The Cowboys, Ben DiNucci, y'all saw what he did. Andy Dalton, y'all saw what he did.
Sidearms.
Carson Wentz has 17 touchdowns on the season. Don't speak his name with the likes of Daniel Jones and his 5 touchdowns. Don't speak Carson Wentz's 17 touchdowns with the like of Kyle Allen and his 4 or Dwayne Haskins, who is now on the bench. Don't speak Carson Wentz's name with the likes of Gucci DiNucci. Put some respect on Carson Wentz's name, the bad and the good.
I noticed he didn't say Dak. I noticed he didn't say Dak out there.
Stop making all that money if you ain't gonna ball.
Look, all I'm gonna say is this. If y'all come with me to the casinos, I'm walking the high limits. Y'all can stay at the little tables if y'all want to.